Hey folks, Killboy here. Little review of this GoPro accessory and a little bit of info about GoPro in general for those who may not be familiar with all this. First of all, for those who don't maybe watching this video and don't really know, who we are, what we do, we started a roadside photography business on this pretty famous curvy road called the Tail of the Dragon near the North Carolina-Tennessee border, Highway 129. It's like 318 turns, 11 miles, and people come here from all over the world. It's usually pretty busy, but it's a pretty low traffic Sunday right now. So yeah, I recently, I've shot a lot of video with the GoPro over the years. I've had several of the GoPro units all the way back to the original low definition version and the HD and now the HD2. They make some cool stuff. They're not without their flaws, but no other unit on the market does as good of a job as what they've put together as a package, I think, right now. So there's some pretty stiff competition out there, though. Contour has a nice couple of cameras, so those are something I've looked into also. But this new device that they came out with just a couple of weeks ago is a Wi-Fi remote backpack. And I've been pretty impressed with it so far. It's, of course, what it is, it allows you to control the camera with this this little device here, and you can take it off that strap and Velcro it to, a motorcycle or your car, or, whatever. And it's waterproof and everything. So I mean, the surfing community and all that, and snowboarders are a big part of their market base. It's basically just got two buttons and a display. The neat thing is the display mirrors exactly what's on the GoPro camera. So if you're familiar with the GoPro camera, you know all that information that's on there on that display. And it's all also right on your wrist now with this thing. Nothing cooler than having a bug crawling on you while you're trying to shoot. Yeah, so it shows everything that the camera shows: time shooting, time remaining, battery life, all that good stuff. It'd be nice if when you're not using it for recording, it would show the time. Use it as a watch, because you're going to be wearing one anyway. And there's somebody trying to shoot a video with a cell phone resting on top of their helmet. And GoPro would be a lot easier. It's basically got two buttons below the display. I don't know if you can see them on that. They're pretty big, flat buttons. Flat being the key word here, I'm gonna get to in a minute. But they're about the size of a thumbprint, rectangular. Rubber buttons, and the pressure that it takes to activate them is pretty good. You have to push them with some sincerity to make them work, but it's not hard or anything, just enough to keep you from accidentally pushing them. My main gripe with them is they don't really have a reference, so it's easy to get the two of them confused if you're not looking. If you're trying to do it by feel, you got to kind of fumble around and make sure you're on the record and not the power button. I might put just a little drop of like thick super glue or silicone or something in the middle of this record button, so it'll have a little reference nub there that I'll know I'm pushing the right button. I wish they'd have put that on there. Also, you pretty much have to hit them right in the middle. Even though it's a big button, underneath it I can feel that there's a circle cut into the plastic, and the switch is underneath that, inside that circle, recessed. So even though the button's pretty big, about as big as a thumbprint, the actual surface that you have to hit is only about as big as your fingertip. So you pretty much got to hit the buttons right in the middle to make them work. Maybe a safety thing to keep you from accidentally pushing them, but it makes you kind of have to be sure you're in the middle, and without a reference nub in the middle of it, it's kind of hard to do it without looking quickly. This is a neat looking little car. I don't know what it is. It's missing a driver's door though. Or it was when he came by. With the remote, you can do everything you can do on the camera with the remote, and yes, that includes menus, all that. It puts it all right here, so you can still go into the menu, you know, and do all the adjustments. There's a couple of new things in the menu when you update it for this remote, which gets to another thing. You have to update the camera and the Wi-Fi backpack as soon as you, at least at this time, as soon as you get them, you have to get online and do an update. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of a process, but it wasn't too bad. It's kind of an automated thing. Once you fill in a few blanks and this and that, you got to register the product and all this. So yeah, and it shows the menu on the screen, so you don't have to be near the camera to go into the menu and make the adjustments. One of my big gripes with GoPro ever since the first one is it's such a pain to delete the last thing that you took a picture of or video of, or to format the whole card. Now with a couple of extra things in the menu, it's actually up to 31 button presses to clear the card, or 30 to just delete the last thing you took a picture of. Actual, literally 30, I counted them, 30 button presses. It's crazy. I can't believe they make it that difficult to delete the last picture you took if you took a bad picture or you shot a video that's not worth keeping. Yeah, the pictures or the video, it's the same thing. So maybe they'll fix that. It's a firmware thing that they could fix pretty easily. I don't know why they've always had it so deep in the menu to just delete a couple of things, or delete a picture or format the card. And yeah, that's about it. I think the backpack is also Bluetooth. So it's supposed to, in the future, they still don't have this ready to go yet. It just came out, like I said, a week or so ago. But it's going to communicate with your smartphones, your iPhone, and your Android phone, and stream the video live from the camera to the phone, and apparently let you control it maybe with the phone, the starting and stopping. I'm not sure about all that. Like I said, the app hasn't come out yet for the phones that I'm aware of. So that'll be neat, but I thought I read something about internet connectivity required or something like that. So I'm not sure if it's going to work like out in the middle of nowhere, but it'll be neat if you're, you know, within Wi-Fi range, if that's necessary. But it'd be cool to have that, you know, on the motorcycle or in the car, where you can see exactly what you're getting live on the camera screen. And that's about it. Oh, and I was going to say something about the GoPros. For those who aren't familiar with them, I probably should have said this earlier, but you know, it's just a tiny little camera. I mean, it's barely the size of your fist, and shoots excellent video and now audio. They used to be pretty bad with the audio. Used to be kind of worthless, but they've made a lot of strides in the microphone. It can still get overwhelmed at times. I'm using a whole different microphone right now, so that doesn't count, but the one built into the camera is a lot better than it used to be, and it shoots high definition video at a wide angle and everything. It's waterproof up to like 100 feet, which is pretty significant depth. we take them scuba diving. The lens that's on the case though is not the greatest for underwater. It's got distortion, but they make flat glass lenses for underwater use and things. So neat little camera, costs right under $300. You know, records to a memory card. Battery life is pretty good now. The first ones were really bad. It's really worth getting the latest version, in my opinion. The HD Hero 2 is what it's called now, and they may come out with a new one by the time this, you know, this gets a year old or whatever, this video. So check whatever the latest version is, but it generally always has been worth it to get the latest version. They've got a 3D thing too where you can hook to them together, but you need glasses to view it. You can't really share it very easily, so I ain't real crazy about that. But yeah, it's a neat little camera. You can stick them almost anywhere and get these really cool videos. They make all these little optional backpacks that gives you an LCD screen. Now they've got adjustable field of view, so you can narrow it down. It doesn't have to be super wide angle like it is right now. So yeah, pretty cool little unit. But that's the review on this. If you have any questions about it or anything, you know, just post them in the comments. If I missed anything, I'll reply to them in the comments. I hope I covered everything. But I've been using it for a couple of days now, and it's worked really good. Battery, oh, by the way, battery life. The wrist unit, the battery life is about 5-6 hours. The backpack, maybe a little longer, like 6 or 8 hours, seem like. I haven't had a chance to really test them thoroughly for their length of time. I turned them on and off yesterday, but they were on for 4 or 5 hours, and they started showing me that they were running out of juice. So, but the cool thing is you can actually turn the camera on and off with this. The backpack has got its own battery source that you have to charge with a little USB port. But yeah, you can turn the camera itself off and save the battery, and it turns this off at the same time, the wrist unit, so all that stays on is that little Wi-Fi backpack on the camera itself. And then when you turn it back on, it takes it a few seconds to synchronize, and I can't figure out a way to make it automatically start recording as soon as it turns on like you could. There's an option in there called one-touch recording where as soon as you turn the camera on, before it would start recording, but I don't think you can do it with this. So you gotta turn it on, you gotta wait about, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then you can hit record and it'll start recording. So that's pretty neat that you can turn the camera on and off actually with this thing. Pretty nice touch. So yeah, I think that covers everything. I should have made a list. So I hope that answers the basic questions, and check us out at killboy.com if you want to see highlights from this crazy road, or if you come through here, we got your pictures probably, so check us out. Till next time, later.